Alright, so now we've got the equations, we can use them to use all the knowledge we have to find answers to worded questions. So in this case, the height of the tide above the mean sea level on the January 24th at Cape Town is modelled by this sine function in meters, where t is the number of hours after midnight. Okay, so what we're going to do first is graph what this looks like. Y equals ht for 0 to 24 hours. Okay, no worries. So there's a couple of things that we really want to make sure we write down before we're able to draw it. We need to figure out our period. We need to figure out our amplitude. Now, hopefully we remember our notes for sine graphs. If not, you just quickly go back to it. These are the notes. We know that the coefficient A is going to give us the amplitude, the modulus of it, and we know that the B factor inside is going to affect our period by 2 pi over B. Okay, so we'll go back and apply those knowledge. So period is going to be pi over 6, it seems like. So it's meant to be 2 pi over B, and our B in that case is pi over 6, so I'm going to substitute that in. So it becomes 2 pi over, I might write it as 2 pi divided by pi over 6. I'll write it a little bit on this side. So therefore it becomes 2 pi times 6 over pi by flipping it over. These two cancel out, so it becomes 12. My period is 12. So my one rotation of sine is going to be at 12 hours. My amplitude is mod of the 3, which is just 3. So I'll show you what this graph looks like, and hopefully you're already able to kind of have a guess what it looks like. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go 1, 2, minus 3. I'm going to say 12 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I'll go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So that's my whole range, whole domain. And then it has a whole oscillation at 12. So over here, it ends back. So it starts, it goes back, and then comes back down. So it'll be halfway at 6, so it'll look something like this. And then halfway is 18. It's hard to draw. Let me maybe draw the halfway dots as well to help myself. Halfway, halfway, halfway. Okay. This will look something like this. There you go. So y equals h over t, which is 3 sine pi t over 6. Alright, so A is done. Let's have a look at B. When is the high tide and what is the maximum height? Okay, high tide is, the 0 is going to be sea level. Minus is going to be, my y value is minus, is going to be below sea level. When it's going to be a positive y value, it's going to be above sea level. So high tide means when it's a maximum at these points. Okay, so those are 3 p.m. and 3 p.m. No, that's 3 a.m. and 3 p.m. Sorry, because it's after midnight. What is the maximum height? Maximum height is 3 meters. Cool. Alright, let's try to see what is the height of the tide at 2 p.m. So let's give that one a go. Whereabouts is 2 p.m.? It is over here. So approximately, I'm going to write 2 meters. At 2 p.m, approximately 2 meters. Now, there's a more accurate way of finding this, because obviously we have the function. So that was an approximate using the graph. Let's see how accurate that would be. So I want to find 2 p.m, which is 14 hours after midnight. So whatever that value gives us. So I get approximately 2.6 meters using that answer, which is, similar enough, but obviously not good enough. Okay, that'll do. C. D. A ship can cross the harbour provided the tide is at least 2 meters above mean sea level. When is crossing possible on January 25th? So it has to be at least 2 meters. So why don't we find all the answers when our h of t equals 2 meters. So that must be 3 sine pi t over 6. Because we have a calculator, we should be able to graph these two functions. So y equals 2 function, y equals 3 sine pi t over 6, and then come up with time intervals. So I'm going to do mine. Then we might be able to see if we can do it algebraically as well. We'll give it a go. It might be a little tricky. So we've got 2, 3 sine pi. You can just write x over 6. Our range is 0 to 24, so make sure you can see 0 to 24. Alright, so G-solve, intersection points, and my first intersection point is when x is 1.39, next one is 4.61, and then the next two is going to be, so these are these 2 points, let me just highlight them, these 2 points, so it's going to be okay between those 2 times, and then my other 2 locations is going to be 13.4, and approximately 16.6. Alright, so those are our time that we can do. These are not times, so we might have to go to our function and times 0.39 of 60. So it'll be approximately 1:23 a.m. to 4:36 a.m. and then 13.24 p.m. which is 1.24 p.m. to what did I do? Or 36 p.m. Let me see if I can do it algebraically as well. Right, so 2 equals 3 sine pi t over 6. 2 over 3 equals sine pi t over 6. So if I inverse that, I get 0.73, and then that's pi t over 6. Okay, so my other option is, so the turtles crawl. My sign was a positive, so these two are my options. That was 0.73. So that must be pi take 0.73, which is 2.41. So my pi t over 6 options are 0. Should probably write my plus 2 pi k from both of them. 0.73 plus 2 pi k, or I've got my other option, which is 2.41 plus 2 pi k. So let's see if I can do it manually to figure out the exact answers. So if I want to find t, I've got to go 0.73 plus 2 pi k divided by pi over 6. 0.73 times pi over 6 is about 0.38. Oh, not times, divide. So I get 1.39 plus 12 for my first option. Second option is 2.41 plus 2 pi k divided by pi over 6, which is... Now unfortunately they're not really as exact numbers as I want it to be, because they're giving me decimal answers, but you can see that I can do it using algebra, because these are exactly the same as the answers I'm getting at the top. Over here, 1.39, 4.6, and then these are the periodic answers for them. So if I add 12, I get 13.39, which is approximately that answer. And if I add another 12, I get 16. I get 16.6, which is approximately that answer. So that's how you do it manually as well. So you can do it graphically or manually. In this case, there's not really much point doing it manually because the answers we get are decimal answers anyway. But that's my answer for D. So a ship can, maybe I'll write a worded answer. For D, ship can cross harbour between 1.23 a.m., 4.36 a.m. and 1.24 p.m., 4.36 p.m. on 24th Jan, something like that. Alright, so you should be able to now do question 1 to 4. Give it a go.